Sagittarius. Today, Monday the 3rd, your energy is trembling, as if an invisible bomb has just dropped into your life. No one is ever truly ready for a moment like this. But for you, Sagittarius, the child of light, of faith, of freedom, every shake, every disruption carries within it a sacred invitation. The universe is sending you a strike, not to destroy you, but to awaken the part of your soul that has fallen asleep. By the end of this video, you'll understand why what's coming next is not a punishment, but a choice. A choice to step into a brand new chapter where Sagittarius rises again, stronger, wiser, and more authentic than ever before. If you feel this message touching your soul, write in the comments, "I am ready to embrace my great destiny," because the moment you say it, the energetic gates of the universe begin to open, just for you. So what is this bomb the universe has prepared for Sagittarius today? Is it a truth you don't want to hear, or a gift disguised as chaos? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes we'll decode the astrological energy of November 3rd and uncover why every Sagittarius on this planet is being awakened right now by the same pulse of destiny. Sagittarius, today, Monday the 3rd, the sky trembles in its own mysterious way. Currents of energy you can't see are shifting, slow, deep, deliberate. If you've been feeling that strange unease inside you, that invisible tension, it isn't random. Because today, the moon squares Jupiter, your ruling planet, and this almost never happens without leaving a mark on your soul. This is the moment when your old beliefs are being tested. What once felt unshakable now begins to tremble. A person, a dream, something you thought was forever, may suddenly feel uncertain. But dear Sagittarius, remember this: the universe never destroys you. It only takes away what is no longer you. When the moon and Jupiter form a square, it means your heart and your mind are speaking two different languages. The moon, your emotions, memories, and inner sense of safety, clashes with Jupiter, planet of expansion, wisdom, and faith. That collision can feel like a bomb going off inside you, shattering the comfort zone you've built for years. But this is not destruction. This is illumination. Because within the ruins of what's falling apart today, something inside you is being set free. Old patterns, false beliefs, people you've held on to out of fear of loneliness, all of them are now being brought to light. I've always believed that every disruption carries a sacred purpose. And today, that purpose comes to ask you one timeless question. One that echoes through the chambers of the heart. Do you dare to live truthfully even if it costs you everything familiar? This question isn't just for Sagittarius the sign, it's for your soul. The soul of a seeker who hunts for truth even in the dark. If you pause and take a slow breath, you'll realize this shift isn't just happening outside you. It's reshaping how you see life, yourself, and others. This is emotional maturity, a quake from within, where the universe asks you to choose between truth and comfort. When I look at your astrological chart today, Sagittarius, I don't just see numbers and planetary angles. I see a soul trembling at the threshold of rebirth. The moon whispers to you, it's time to feel, even if it hurts. And Jupiter, your guardian, replies, trust it. This storm only comes to open a new sky. Between those two voices you stand, the soul learning how to balance pain and faith. Today, you might hear news that shakes your heart. Someone might walk away. A plan might fall apart. Or maybe you'll just wake up and realize something that once made you happy no longer does. Don't rush to think you're wrong. You're just becoming more real. I know, that can be terrifying, because Sagittarius loves freedom. But when freedom comes by losing what you once clung to, it can feel like losing your wings. So let me tell you this, from the heart of someone who has walked through many astrological storms. The storm never comes to end you. It comes to teach you how to fly without needing the same old sky. The lesson today isn't about control. It's about letting go of what you can't control. It's about learning to trust what you can't yet see, to believe in the invisible hands guiding your path. And when you do, Sagittarius, you'll feel Jupiter's energy glowing inside your heart like a torch. It whispers, when one door collapses, it's only because the light needs a way in. Remember, Sagittarius, you weren't born for safety. You were born for the journey, for truth, for the philosophy of freedom. Every time life knocks you down, it's only testing whether you still remember who you are. There's one astrological truth I love. When Jupiter squares the moon, it's the time when faith must be chosen again. Not all of your old beliefs were wrong, but maybe some of them need to rise to a higher frequency. This is the moment to ask yourself, what do I believe in? And does that belief make me freer? If not, let it go, because true belief never cages you. True belief opens doors. As you hear these words, let your heart soften a little. Don't resist the ache. Let it speak the truth you've been holding back too long. Because inside the thunder of pain, there is always the voice of truth. And that is the sound of your soul ascending. Remember this, whatever is collapsing today is not against you. It's freeing you. A job, a relationship, an illusion, they're all just shells. And when the shell cracks, what remains is your pure Sagittarian light. The light of integrity, faith, and inner freedom. If you can feel your heart vibrating right now, it means the energy is moving through you. Leave a comment with the symbol and write, I am ready to awaken in my own light. Because when you declare that, you're not just speaking to this video, you're speaking to the entire universe, saying, I am ready to become the highest version of myself. As your ruling planet Jupiter begins to move into Scorpio, it activates the 12th house, the house of the soul. This is the realm of the unseen, the subconscious, the hidden. That's why you might feel waves of emotion, old memories resurfacing, or strange dreams appearing. Don't be afraid. Watch them like mirrors, because each one is showing you where healing is needed. I believe nothing in life happens by accident. If you're hearing these words today, it's because your soul is ready for a second awakening. Deeper, truer, and far more meaningful. Truth might make you tremble, but only truth can set you free. A person only truly lives when they dare to face what they fear most. And today, dear Sagittarius, you are doing exactly that. You're looking straight into the truth, and that's what makes the universe smile. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll talk about the hidden truth and the unexpected strike of destiny meant just for Sagittarius. An event, a word, or a single decision might break your heart wide open. But in that very moment, your soul will find its way back to the real light. And if you can feel this energy resonating right now, drop a symbol in the comments so I'll know you're still here. Awake, brave, and ready for your rebirth. Sagittarius. When I look up at the sky today, something feels different. It's not that the stars have changed, it's that their light is now shining directly into the hidden corners of your heart. You may not realize it yet, but Pluto, the planet of truth, death, and rebirth, is moving through your third house, the house of communication, words, and truth spoken out loud. And when Pluto touches this space, no secret can stay buried for long. A message, a phone call, a careless word, any of these could be the bomb the universe is sending you today. I know you don't like surprises. Even though you're Sagittarius, the explorer, the adventurer, when change strikes too fast, even the strongest soul can tremble. But here's what I've learned after years of studying the energies of Jupiter and Pluto. The most unexpected blows often come wrapped in the most painful paper, and inside them lies the gift. Your tarot card for today is the Tower. At first glance, you might see destruction, lightning, and collapse. But if you look with a wiser heart, you'll see something else. This is the moment of true freedom, because every illusion must eventually explode. Every relationship built on fantasy will fall apart. Every dream out of alignment will fade away. Not because you failed, but because your soul refuses to live in a cage any longer. I believe there are days when God doesn't speak in words. He speaks in thunder. He speaks through the cracking sound of things you once called forever. He speaks in silence. When the people you love begin to drift away, not to punish you, but to clear the way for you to see the light. Pluto is the planet of truth. And as it moves through your third house, the truth will be spoken, whether you're ready to hear it or not. You may learn something today that breaks your heart. But remember this, it's through the cracks of a broken heart that light finds its way in. Maybe you'll discover someone hasn't been honest. Maybe a relationship you idealized is built on illusion. Or maybe the truth comes from within, when you finally face the fear you've been hiding from yourself. I know that feeling. That moment when everything you believed seems to collapse in seconds. But trust me, you're not losing anything real. You're just being returned to the truth your soul has always deserved. Take a deep breath and let these words settle in your heart. Truth doesn't come to hurt you. It comes to free you. When you face the truth, even when it burns, you're moving closer to your own essence. Sagittarius was never born to live in illusion. You were born to chase truth, even when it draws blood. This is also the moment when Jupiter, your ruling planet, shines directly upon the moon. That alignment amplifies every emotion. A single word might move you to tears. An old memory might return like a summer storm. But what matters isn't how you feel. It's what you learn from what you feel. Because within every quake, there's a message only a brave heart can decode. I used to think truth should always be spoken gently. But Pluto taught me, sometimes truth is only born in thunder. Because people don't change when they're comfortable. We only change when the ground shakes beneath our feet. And today, the universe is shaking you, not to break you, but to wake you. If you're hearing this and feel your chest tighten, let yourself cry. There is no weakness in tears. They're simply proof that your soul is washing away what no longer serves it. Sometimes we must lose something to find ourselves again. We must be betrayed to learn true trust. We must break apart to understand unconditional love. And if that's where you are right now, Standing in the raw moment where truth is revealed and your voice trembles, know that you are not alone. Every Sagittarius on this planet is feeling this same current. The universe isn't punishing anyone. It's awakening a collective of souls ready to evolve. Try this with me. Place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and whisper, "I am ready to hear the truth, even if it hurts, because I know only truth can set me free." When you say that, you create a new vibration, the frequency of spiritual courage. And the universe will respond to that courage with miracles. I've seen many Sagittarius charts opening into powerful new cycles. Hidden truths in love, in work, in family are being revealed. And when you face them with awareness, you become a guide for others still afraid of the light. That is your highest calling, Sagittarius, to carry the torch of truth into places still ruled by fear. Sometimes God allows us to hurt, only to pull us back toward the light. I don't say that as philosophy, I say it from experience. I've seen Sagittarius souls fall to their knees, only to rise again with new eyes, clear, humble, grateful, because they learned that every loss carries a sacred reason. So if your heart aches today, let it ache. Don't force yourself to be strong, because within that pain, you'll rediscover what happiness once made you forget. The true meaning of faith. Faith isn't believing everything will turn out fine. Faith is still walking forward, even when you can't yet see the light at the end. Sagittarius, you don't need to understand everything right now. You just need to breathe, to accept, and to tell yourself, I trust that everything happening has a higher purpose. Let destiny do its part. Yours is simply to be brave enough to live honestly. If this message is touching your soul, write in the comments, I dare to hear the truth, even if it breaks me, because that declaration will become the key that unlocks your next chapter. When you write it, you're sending a powerful signal to the universe that you are no longer afraid of truth, that you are ready to be free. So don't run from today's bomb. Let it explode and reveal the diamond that's been buried inside you all along. You'll see, the only thing that collapses is illusion. Truth never falls. In the next part, we'll go deeper into what no one ever told you. Why Sagittarius, the sign of light, must walk through the deepest darkness to find its true self. And once you understand that, you'll never see your life's upheavals the same way again. Stay with me, because what's coming next isn't just a lesson, it's a rebirth of your Sagittarian soul. Sagittarius. After the storm of truth, the air today feels strangely calm. Not because the wind has stopped, but because you've begun to breathe in rhythm with the universe. You're still here, even though the familiar has crumbled. You still shine, even though the lights around you have gone out. And in that quiet, steady glow, Sagittarius, you return to your true nature, a child of light, of truth, and of faith. No one loves truth the way you do, but no one is wounded by truth quite like you either. Because you don't see life with your eyes, you see it with your soul. And when that soul touches something false, it hurts deeper than anyone could imagine. I've met many Sagittarians on my astrological journey, people who seemed cheerful, strong, and free. But behind that radiant smile, there's always a heart bleeding quietly for truth. You can't stand what's fake. You can't accept half-truths. And because of that, you go the farthest, yet often feel the loneliest. In astrology, your archetype is the philosopher, the soul traveler. You didn't come here to play it safe. You came to learn, to believe, and to teach belief itself. Sagittarius doesn't learn to memorize. You learn to awaken. You don't wander to escape. you wander to understand. And with every step you take, one question never stops whispering, what is truth, and am I truly living it? Born under the guidance of Jupiter, the planet of expansion, learning, and faith, your soul is designed to see the bigger picture of life. But when your heart is hurt, sometimes you forget that. You start to doubt the very light that once made you shine. You wonder, is faith still worth it? And then, just when you think you've lost it all, Jupiter rises again in the sky, forming a sacred trine with the sun, a rare and divine alignment, carrying one message: the light never left you. It's just been waiting for you to return. Jupiter trine the sun feels like the hand of God resting on the shoulder of the fallen, not to pull you out of the mud, but to remind you the mud too is part of the path back to the light. This is the energy of resurrection after the storm, a gift reserved for those brave enough to lose everything in order to live authentically. And you, Sagittarius, are receiving that gift now. I once knew a Sagittarius who went through deep loss. She told me, "I don't believe in anyone anymore, not even in hope." I smiled and said, "That's okay. Sometimes losing old faith is the only way to find the real one." And miraculously, when Jupiter returned, she found a whole new path. Not through effort, but through surrender. Because that is Sagittarius's eternal lesson, to believe again, even after life has taken everything away. Dear Sagittarius, you were born to inspire, not to prove. Your power isn't in having all the answers, it's in your ability to keep asking the right questions. Every question is a torch in the dark. And that light, the light of faith, will guide others home. I know sometimes you feel tired. You feel the world is too loud, too fake, too full of empty promises. But in the quiet moments when it's just you and your breath, you'll hear the whisper of your soul. You weren't born to hide. You were born to lead. That's Jupiter speaking through you. It reminds you that every pain is just a temporary classroom, and faith is the soul's graduation. If you're learning how to trust again right now, let me tell you this: you don't have to rush. You don't have to be strong all the time. Because faith isn't a blazing fire. It's the small flame that never goes out, even after the storm has passed. Protect that flame, and Jupiter will do the rest. It will breathe into it the warmth of hope, the light of wisdom, and the power of rebirth. No one loves truth like Sagittarius, but no one bleeds from truth as deeply. That's not a lament, it's a mark of courage, because only those who love light dare to walk into darkness to find it. And that very act, Sagittarius, is what makes you a guide for the world. Jupiter trine the sun also carries another gift: forgiveness. Not just for others, but for yourself. Because sometimes you trusted the wrong person. You expected too much. You gave love that wasn't returned. But that's not failure. It's proof that you still have the courage to love. And to love, even after pain, is the highest act of a mature soul. So pause for a moment, close your eyes, and tell yourself, I still believe. Not because life is always kind, but because I choose to see light in everything. When you say that, you're not just reviving faith, you're opening the door for miracles. Because Jupiter mirrors your belief like a sacred reflection. Believe, and you will see. Doubt, and you'll lose your way in the dark. I once read in an ancient text, God does not need your perfection. He only needs your honesty. And perhaps, Sagittarius, you understand that better than anyone. You're not afraid of being wrong, only of being fake. You don't crave fame, you crave meaning. Because to you, a life without meaning hurts more than any failure ever could. So today, as Jupiter awakens within you, allow yourself to believe again, even just a little. Believe in kindness. Believe that every dream has its reason for existing. Believe that God is still quietly writing the next chapter of your story. And if these words touch your heart, leave all in the comments to say that you still believe. Because as long as you believe, the universe can still work its miracles through you. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into the sacred zone of this cosmic cycle, where Pluto meets Lilith, cleansing old karma and opening the realm of divine warning and the soul's selection. It's a testing ground, but also the birthplace of Sagittarius' true rebirth. Stay with me, because what comes next isn't just a lesson, it's a map back to the light within you. Sagittarius, there are days when the sky doesn't warn you with thunder, but with a whisper of wind, a message left unsent, a missed call, a glance that stops your heart for a moment. And in that instant, your soul knows something is shifting. Pluto and Lilith, the symbols of raw, unfiltered truth, are forming a tense angle to your sun. This is the phase when every illusion, every comfort, every belief you clung to for peace begins to tremble. And if you feel tired, if it feels like you're about to lose everything, know this: the universe isn't taking from you, it's refining your life, keeping only what truly deserves to stay. Pluto rules death and rebirth. Lilith carries the energy of the wounded soul, misunderstood, silenced, yet fiercely alive. When these two forces meet, it's not just transformation, it's purification at the deepest karmic level. There is nothing more terrifying than watching falsehood unravel, but nothing more sacred than seeing truth finally revealed. You may stand now at a crossroads where a relationship shakes, a belief collapses, or your career no longer feels like life. And you ask, why me? Why now, when I've loved, trusted, and given my all? I understand, but when you ask why, your soul begins to awaken. Because Pluto never comes to punish. It comes to remind you, what's not real will eventually explode because your soul can no longer tolerate what's false. Sometimes what you think is an ending is the universe rescuing you. Rescuing you from the things quietly draining your energy every day. Rescuing you from the small beliefs that kept you from seeing your own vast sky. Sagittarius was born to fly, but you can't take flight while clinging to the baggage of the past. I once spoke to a Sagittarius who said, I begged the universe for happiness, and it took away the one I loved. I asked, and then what happened? Through tears, she said, I learned how to love myself. That is the teaching of Pluto and Lilith. Not every loss is punishment. Some losses are salvation, wearing the mask of pain. If you're being asked to release someone or something that once felt essential to your existence, don't see it as a full stop. See it as a comma in your story. Because only when you let things fall, do you discover what was truly meant to stay. Letting go isn't losing. Letting go is coming home. When Pluto and Lilith activate your sun, their light reflects every imbalance back to you. You begin to see who truly loves you for you, and who loves only the image they've built in their mind, who stays for gain and who stays for soul. Those revelations can sting, but beyond the sting lies absolute freedom. Every divine warning has a purpose, not to scare you, but to prepare you, not to make you doubt, but to help you choose again. Because after all, your soul doesn't need much, only a life that feels real. Today, look at what's falling apart around you. Don't panic. Observe. That's your cosmic signal, the universe whispering, it's time for this soul to be purified. And if you don't run, But stand still inside the storm. You'll hear a quiet, warm voice within. You are not alone. You are being reborn. Lilith teaches acceptance of your shadow, the parts that once envied, raged, weakened, or failed. The parts you judged, yet that hold your deepest wisdom. No light lasts without walking through its own darkness. No soul is truly free until it looks its wounds in the eye. Sagittarius, you don't need to escape your pain. Just take its hand and say, I see you. Thank you for reminding me that I'm still alive. That is the act of a mature soul. That is how you transcend the warning through awareness. If you're saying goodbye to someone, something, or an old dream, remember, what's falling away isn't leaving you empty. It's making space for the new light to enter. Sometimes what you think is the end is the universe saving you. And one day, when your tears dry, you'll realize nothing truly left you. Everything just returned to its rightful form. Pluto tests your faith. Lilith tests your self-love. When both energies awaken, you must choose to live honestly or keep pretending. And yes, living honestly can hurt like breaking wings, but it's also when your real wings begin to grow. If you're in that phase right now, the phase of release, leave in the comments so I know you're not alone. So you'll remember that thousands of Sagittarian souls are walking the same road of purification with you. And someday soon you'll look back and smile. Oh, what I lost back then was only illusion. What remained was me. Never forget, Sagittarius is the symbol of light. You may be tested, but you were never meant to burn out. You were born to prove that light can survive in any darkness. In the next part, we'll enter the most beautiful moment of all, the rebirth after the storm. I'll tell you about the terrible transformation and the rebirth of Sagittarius, where every wound becomes a halo. Stay with me, because what's coming next isn't just light, it's the true resurrection of your soul. Sagittarius, after everything you've been through, the storm, the shattered truths, the things you were forced to release, you now stand at the threshold of rebirth. But rebirth is never gentle. It arrives like a terrible transformation, a moment when your soul must shed every old layer to return to its purest form. Your tarot card today is death. Don't be afraid. In the language of the soul, death isn't an ending. It's transformation. The moment when your old self steps aside so the new one can breathe. You're not losing yourself, you're simply shedding your skin. And I want you to know, shedding skin is never easy. It hurts, it empties you, it makes you lonely, uncertain, even doubtful of your own faith. But it's in that very emptiness that your soul begins to awaken again. From an astrological view, Jupiter, your ruling planet, is slowly moving into the realm of the 12th house, the house of the subconscious, of endings, of beginnings. This is the cleansing season, like a river washing away mud to reveal its clear reflection. If you feel tired, restless, sleepless, or find old memories resurfacing like waves, don't be alarmed. It's purification. Jupiter is bathing you in the light of awareness. Every old wound is rising, not to hurt you again, but to be healed once and for all. This frightening transformation is your most sacred gift, because it strips away what was false and gives you back what's real. You may feel as though you're losing everything, but let me tell you, dear Sagittarius, you're not losing. You're being returned to yourself. You know, when a star is about to explode, its light travels farther than ever before. So do you. When your soul is collapsing inward, your light radiates the strongest. The silence you hold now, even if no one hears it, is the cry of a soul being reborn. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to explain. You just need to stay and allow life to grow again from the ashes of what once was. In astrology, the 12th house is also known as the house of surrender, the place where we learn to trust what we cannot see. And the miracle is this: only when you stop trying to control everything does life begin to flow the way it was meant to. Today, Jupiter asks you to let go. Let go of the ones who can no longer walk beside you. Let go of the dreams that have completed their purpose. Let go of the fear whispering, "What if I'm not strong enough?" Because the answer is, you are. You've come too far to turn back now. And soon, in the light opening before you, you'll see nothing truly disappears. Everything simply returns to its rightful form. Those who dare to change are the ones who truly live. Change doesn't come to those who hide. It comes to those who stand still in the storm and say, "I don't know what's happening, but I choose to trust." And that's the essence of your soul, the fearless Sagittarius who dives into the dark just to find the flame that belongs to them. You may feel distant from people who once felt close. You may no longer resonate with what once brought joy. That isn't disconnection. It's reprogramming. Your vibration is shifting. The old frequencies are leaving so higher ones can arrive. Believe that every painful shift today is a sacred ritual of rebirth. You're not just surviving. You're being remade. You're becoming the version of yourself the universe has waited for. As Jupiter steps into the 12th house, you'll begin to see that silence isn't frightening anymore. It's holy. Because in silence, you'll hear the footsteps of your soul. In silence, you'll hear God whisper, "Be still, my child. You are being renewed." And you'll understand. Every ending is an act of grace in disguise. You may not see the flowers yet, but remember, a seed must die before it touches the sun. And you, Sagittarius, are that seed. A part of you is dying so another can live. A part of you is quieting so another can sing. And when the pain softens, you'll realize you've become more beautiful, deeper, freer than ever before. This transformation teaches you something no school ever could. That happiness isn't having everything go your way. It's trusting in the divine, even as everything falls apart. You don't need to know what's next. You just need to believe that it's happening for you, not to you. If these words touch your heart, write in the comments, "I am ready to shed my skin and live true." Because the moment you declare it, the universe continues writing your next chapter. And if this resonates, hit like and share this message, because somewhere out there, someone is walking the same path, and your light may be the spark that guides them home. Take a deep breath, Sagittarius, and feel this warmth. Everything you think is ending is only transforming. Every dream you think is broken is only changing color. Every fear you carry is simply reminding you that you're evolving. You are not being reborn to go back. You're being reborn to become. You are living proof that the soul can walk through darkness and still keep its compassion. You're not who you were. You're who light has chosen you to be. And now you know. Every loss was just a miracle wearing a disguise. In the final part, we'll explore the most beautiful truth of all. The new light and Sagittarius rising from the ashes. It's not just a return, it's a becoming. Stay with me, because this final chapter will show you that your soul was never weak. It was simply finding its way home. Sagittarius at last. When the storm has passed, you stand there, among the ashes of everything that once meant everything. No more thunder, no more breaking apart, only stillness remains. And yet, within that stillness, you hear it. The sound of your heartbeat, steady, alive, real. That is the sound of new life. Not loud, not dazzling, but stronger and truer than anything before. The archer rises from the ashes to aim toward a new light. That image is you, Sagittarius. No longer the one who runs desperately after happiness, but the one returning from the storm, eyes that have seen darkness, and a heart still brave enough to love the light. Your tarot card today is the star of hope. After death, the card of transformation, the star always appears as the universe's promise that every loss has meaning, and even the darkest night ends with dawn. When the star appears, you're entering the awakening after pain. This isn't easy happiness. It's peace born of understanding. You no longer ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Instead, you smile and whisper, "Thank you, because through it, I found who I am." Astrologically, the sun is forming a trine with Jupiter, your ruling planet. A rare and beautiful alignment, like two rays of the same soul meeting to open new doors. If you pay attention, you may notice a sign these days, a message of good news, a long-lost opportunity returning, or simply a calm settling after chaos. That's no coincidence. It's the energetic reward for the one who walked through fire and still kept faith. I often tell Sagittarians, you can't avoid upheaval, but you can choose how to face it. And you did. You faced pain without running. You let yourself fall, and then you rose. You rekindled the flame inside your heart, a flame that no wind can ever extinguish. The sun trine Jupiter opens a doorway. A new chapter is arriving. Not loud, but full of quiet power. Work, love, spirit, all are awakening at a higher vibration. You may notice you're less drawn to arguments, less shaken by small things that once bothered you. Because now your soul understands, nothing ever hits you except to help you rise. That's the essence of the sun meeting Jupiter, light meeting faith. Everything you once saw as loss now becomes fuel for growth. Every wound becomes wisdom. Every tear becomes the reflection of a star within you. And I believe, dear Sagittarius, you are ready to fire the first arrow of your new life. A life built not on illusion, but on the radiant truth of your own soul. Let me whisper to you, a message from the universe itself. Sometimes the worst thing that happens is God's invitation to begin again, but this time with real faith. And when you hear that with your heart, you realize even loss is sacred, because it never truly takes. It only clears space for miracles to enter. Sagittarius, you've walked through more than most will ever know. You've loved deeply, believed fiercely, hoped even when hope seemed gone. And that's what makes you luminous. Not because you never fell, but because every time you did, you chose to rise with a softer heart. In astrology, when Jupiter and the sun unite, it means faith is being restored. It's as if the universe is telling you, you weren't wrong to believe. You just needed to learn what to believe in. Believe in yourself. Believe in time. Believe in what can't be seen but can always be felt. Because sometimes, light doesn't fall from the heavens. It rises from the place you thought was gone. Now you walk lighter, slower but deeper. You no longer need to prove. You no longer wish to compete. You simply wish to live truthfully. And that authenticity makes your energy glow, calm, warm, and beautiful. You might not notice it, but those around you can feel the change. Your gaze is softer, your smile more real, your presence feels peaceful. Because you no longer speak of light. You are the light. Sagittarius, the archer, doesn't shoot to conquer. You shoot to illuminate. Each time you refuse resentment, each time you choose forgiveness over revenge, Each time you choose to love again after being broken, you make the world a little less dark. That's why you're here. Not to be perfect, but to be the living symbol of faith within the dark. If you're hearing these words, pause for a moment, breathe deeply, and tell yourself, I survived, I have changed, and I still believe. When you say that, every planet smiles upon you, because they know the light within you has returned. You've walked through the fire, now begins your journey through light. Not blind faith, but the light born from experience, the light of a soul cleansed and awake. And when you live that way, you don't just say you believe, you become belief itself. You become a signal of hope, so that someone out there, hurting in silence, knows they are not alone. Sometimes light doesn't shine from the sky, it shines from a heart that has been broken. Sagittarius, your light was tested, but that's what made it stronger, purer, and holier. Step forward. Live. Fire your arrow into the sky you trust. Because in the end, the journey of Sagittarius isn't about finding light, it's about becoming it for yourself and for the world. Leave a comment, I have returned, and I still believe. That declaration will be the most beautiful ending to your rebirth. And if this message resonates with your heart, like and share it. Because sometimes one small beam of light from you is all someone else needs to find their way home. Sagittarius, this Monday, even if you feel tired, confused, or like everything just collapsed, please remember, this is not the day of endings. This is the day the universe drops a sacred bomb into your heart. Not to burn you, but to illuminate you, not to make you fall, but to help you finally see yourself clearly, deeply, truthfully. Everything you've walked through, the pain, the betrayal, the moments you thought you wouldn't make it, has led you here, to this moment of truth, of faith, of rebirth. Because your Sagittarius soul was born to fall and rise again, to break open and to heal, to love, even after being shattered. If you can feel this energy calling your name, pause for a second. Place your hand over your heart and whisper, not just with your voice, but with your soul. I am ready to open my great destiny. Write that down in the comments, because when you do, you're activating your own current of power. You're sending a signal out into the universe saying, I am no longer afraid. I am ready to step into the light. And if these words resonate with you, leave it or share this message with someone who might need to hear it too. Because who knows? The light you just rediscovered might be the very spark that saves another soul out there. And before we close, let me leave you with one final whisper. A message for the Sagittarian heart that once broke but never stopped beating. Have faith, because life always resurrects the souls brave enough to be honest with themselves. But this story isn't over yet. Because in the next video, I'll tell you about the one who's been silently watching your rebirth, and why they can't look away from your new Sagittarian light. It's a story that's both sacred and mysterious. And it might make you realize, when you change your frequency, every soul that ever belonged to you begins to find its way back. Stay with me, Sagittarius, because your light has only just been lit, and this journey still holds miracles waiting just ahead.